Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Crafting with Karen. Today we're going to be doing a folded Christmas tree, which was done this past weekend, well, the Saturday after Thanksgiving, in a live workshop. But I had said that I would also show this on a video for those that were unable to come, because with Thanksgiving, I know how that goes. I had an exciting Thanksgiving. My daughter showed up unexpectedly from Germany, so it was an exciting time for that. But before we do that, I do want to preview just a little bit what we're going to be doing over the next few weeks. On December the 17th, from 6 to 7 p.m. at the Goldsboro Library, we will be doing a beautiful centerpiece where we will be drawing snowflakes on wine glasses, have a charger plate and some candles and some Christmas decorations, and I'm going to show you some different ways that you can decorate these wine glasses to use as a beautiful centerpiece for Christmas. We will also be doing a candle. That is a jar, and we're going to be using some Mod Podge. Y'all know I love that Mod Podge, as well as some glitter or Epsom salt, and put a little battery-powered candle in it and a ribbon or some decoration on there. So that's something that's coming up as well that we will be doing live. Now that does require pre-registration, so if you are interested in doing that, please call the library and go ahead and pre-register. A video that we will be doing this month in the next week or so is our little gnomes. This is the big gnome and this is his little brother. I'm going to show you some different ways that you can do the beard, because there's several different ways you can do that, as well as the body. These happen to have socks, and this is a little styrofoam body that we have down below. But I have seen some other videos that also have jars that you can use and other embellishments as well. So we are going to be doing different things with that along with it. So today we're going to do our book Christmas tree. Give me just a moment. Let me get everything moved out of the way so we have plenty of room to get done what we need to get done. Now, to do this, you do need a book. And I've also been told that you can use a magazine. I had not used a magazine before, but I did try one today before I came in, and we're going to see how that works out, see if that works better. Different books, of course, will show your book tree different ways. The more colorful, give me just a moment, the more colorful, of course, the book is, the more colorful your tree will be, such as this one. This was made out of a graphic novel from the children's department that they had discarded. This is just a regular book that I have done. Actually, I did this one last Saturday. And then this is another one that I had done. Notice they are not decorated. But this was one that I had done as well. This was a bigger book. Understand, the larger your book, the longer it takes to fold the pages. So my suggestion is that when you're watching TV or listening to a book on audio, that you get ready to fold your books because of that scenario. Today what we're going to do is I'm going to show you what a book looks like when you get ready to fold it. So I'm going to move these out of the way so you can make sure that you can see. This was a hardback book that we had discarded at the library due to damage, or we replaced it for whatever reason. I have taken the hardcover off, and if you'll notice, you still have the binding back here. And that's important to have, because when you actually fold the book, the pages, you're going to use this to help keep it straight. So the first thing you need to do is decide if this is as thick as you want, because the more pages there are, the more pages you have to fold. So you need to keep that in mind as well. It's not difficult to fold by any means. What you do, and I'm going to hold it up this way, I'm going to show you on the book first, and I'm going to show you on a magazine as well, is you take your first page and you fold it all the way down to the seam. Once you get it to the seam, and it's important that you get it as close to the seam as you can, turn it down like this. And the sharper that you get it down, the better it is. Then you take the same page, starting up at the top, Push it all the way to the seam again, and I'm going to give a close-up of this in a few moments. And do it all the way down. Notice how it goes. Fold it again, and this is what you end up with. And you have a little tail down here. Well, you know, you can't have a tail down there on the Christmas tree, so you got to do something with it. Then you fold it up even with the pages. And so you go through and you do all of these pages. And that's what has been done with this. You'll notice this was a book. You can see the seam there. And I went through and I folded all these pages. Well, once you get them all folded, then you pull them together and glue these together so that it turns out into a tree. Now today what I did was I did actually do a magazine so we could see what that happened, how that worked out. So give me just a second, let me grab my magazine and I'm going to show you how I did that. Same concept, and I've left a few pages so that we could actually go through and do it together. And what I did was I took the magazine and I started. You'll notice I have all these pages that are folded. I did clip them together with a paper clip just to keep it together so it was easier to fold. And it's important that you do get it up in the corner to fold them down. So I have, I think, about 3 pages left. So I'm going to show you how to fold this, and then we're going to take the paper clips off and see how a magazine does. Because a magazine is very, very colorful, so it may do better than just a regular book. So let's get closer. If you'll notice, I have these pages and they're all together. So what we have is we have the magazine. Now I'm going to turn it sideways because to me it was easier to do it this way. You take it from the top, fold it, turn it under and get it as close as you can. See how close I've got it to the seam? All the way up like this. And then just fold it over. And then you take this, do the very same thing, just as close. And sometimes you have to go underneath the page and kind of hold it, but get it as close as you can to the seam. Fold it one more time. And if you'll notice, it has the little tail like I had told you. I realize this is might be upside down to you, but hopefully not. And then fold it back up. Move it over. Notice I have paper clips. And what I did was I just paper clipped it to get it out of the way. That was the main reason. So we have that. So I'm going to do it again. We fold it. Bring it back over all the way to the seam, as tight as you can get it, because you want it tight up here because that's the top of the tree. Down and up. Notice they're all uniform. Pull it over, underneath. See how tight I've got it over there. See how tight I get it there. I didn't paper clip that one, and I should have. That was my fault. I'll paper clip these two. And then over. And if you seam it like that, then it just gives it a sharp edge. It just looks a little bit better. And then up like that. Okay, let's paper clip these so I can do this I think this is the last page. This is actually the back of the cover of the magazine. Okay, so, and occasionally you have to take it and push and just kind of make sure that they're all going together. As you do it, your technique, you will find what is best for you. So we do it over. Then push it back under and make sure you get it to the seam. And pull it back up. And there you have all of your pages. And when you finish, it should look something like this. Okay, so we have gotten everything folded on the magazine. The only thing I need to do is to take the paper clips off, which if you'll remember I told you I did the paper clips just to keep the pages together. And periodically just kind of go through and push down on the edges just so they become much sharper. So let's see what we have here. See if I can get all these paper clips off, and we're going to open it up. And like I say, I've not done a magazine before, so I'm not sure how this one's going to turn out. So we will find out this together. I think the paper clips multiplied. Okay. Whoops, one more. Oh. Like I say, I think they multiplied. All right, so now you see that I have this. So then what you do is you take it and you open it up and take the first two, fan them out. This may not turn out quite as pretty as a book does, but I think it looks pretty good actually. And sometimes what you'll need to do, because there could be gaps, and there's not as many pages in a magazine as there is, of course, in a book, you may have to take some hot glue and glue a couple of the pages together to make it so that it stands out more. But that's not too awful bad. And you just kind of pull them around so that it does stand out. Now once you have your pages the way you want them, and like I say, you may have to glue a couple of them together to make sure that they stand like they should, that they stand more like this one does. Notice how that is. Then you can start adding your embellishments. Your embellishments can be anything from garland to berries to other little embellishments. This was some garland that I picked up from Dollar Tree. They have it in the red, the gold, and the silver. And if you'll notice, that's what I have decorated around on this tree. Let's pull this back just a little bit so you can see. And then I have some little berries, and I did hot glue these, but you could use, regular craft glue for this. The berries on there, and there's other things that you can put on there as well. It's a fun little craft. It is a little time consuming, as I told you, so that's why you need to probably do it maybe when you're watching TV or I listen to audiobooks, and just go about and do this, and then you can spread it out and decorate it however you need. And so, like I say, sometimes you might need to glue two of the pages together and just go from there, and then you have your repurposed magazines or books. And that's something that's important that we do, that we use things that we can instead of just throwing them in the trash or whatever. Other than that, that's all I have for today. Don't forget that I will be doing a live craft in December. If you are interested in coming to that, please contact us at the library to sign up, because it is a pre-registration. And as always, if you need to ask me a question or whatever, you can, in fact, email me at karen.garris@waynegov.com. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions, or you can call me. Now, the problem is I do work just part-time. So I am here on a limited basis. So, you would need to call to find out exactly when I'm going to be here if you want to talk to me in person. Thank you for joining us for this video and for this craft. And as I have said in the past, happy crafting.